The first rays of the tropical sun filter through the haze, casting long shadows across the mountainous piles of trash. The air is still cool, but the stench is already present. Olivia emerges from a small, crudely built shelter made of corrugated iron and tarpaulin. She stretches. Her white clothes a stark contrast to the grimy surroundings. Her movements are economical, practiced. She walks towards a relatively clear patch of ground and sits down, pulling out a small, worn notebook and a stub of a pencil from the pocket of her shorts. She opens the notebook and begins to write slowly, her brow furrowed in concentration. Scrawled across the pages are words and simple drawings. A flower, a clean room, the curve of a building in the distance. A crow caws loudly nearby, startling her. She looks up, her gaze sweeping across the desolate landscape.
They say the city is a garden, but here the seeds of what they throw away take root.
She sighs softly and returns to her writing. After a few moments, she closes the notebook and tucks it back into her pocket. Olivia stands up and puts on her white cotton gloves, her movements precise. She picks up a burlap sack that leans against her shelter and begins to walk through the piles of trash, her eyes scanning the debris. Carefully, she picks out pieces of recyclable plastic and metal, dropping them into her sack. Her gloved hands work efficiently, sorting through the filth. Olivia, anything good today?
Not yet, Aunty Mei, just the usual ghosts.
She finds a discarded aluminum can and adds it to her sack. She pauses, looking at the can, its surface scratched and dented.
Sometimes I find things that still hold a memory. A child's toy, a photograph, pieces of lives that were lived somewhere else. Lives that weren't like this.
She moves on, deeper into the dump yard. A group of younger children, their clothes similarly soiled, run past her, chasing a stray dog. They laugh, their voices thin in the vastness of the space.
Chuckles softly.
Olivia watches them for a moment, a faint smile touching her lips. She reaches a particularly large pile of refuse. The stench here is stronger, and flies buzz around discarded food. She carefully navigates the treacherous terrain, her black shoes providing a small measure of grip. She spots something white partially buried under a layer of plastic bags. She kneels down and carefully pulls it out. It's a small porcelain doll, its face chipped and one of its eyes missing. Olivia holds the doll in her gloved hands, examining it.
Sometimes even the broken things have a kind of beauty, a story.
She gently places the doll in her sack. The sun climbs higher in the sky, and the heat begins to intensify. Olivia wipes a bead of sweat from her forehead with the back of her gloved hand. She continues her work, her white figure moving slowly amidst the towering piles of waste, a small beacon of a fragile hope in the heart of the wasteland.